So all these were based on the philosophical consideration. So up to 18th era, there is no other concept about the matter. So in the 18th era, Democritus and Leucippus also suggested the same thing as the Indian philosophers put forward, that is about the Paramanu, the smallest particle in a matter, that is we cannot divide it further. So there is no experimental work is there to validate these ideas could be done till the 18th century. Till the 18th century, no other experimental work is therefore to prove whether this Paramanu is the single particle or the smallest particle from which a matter is made out of. So by the end of the 18th century, scientists recognized the difference between elements and compounds and naturally become interested in finding out how and why elements combine and what happens when they combine. So after 18th century, scientists were looking for how these elements and compounds were made out of. Then all matter is made up of small particles. That concept were therefore there before the 18th century. Later also the scientists were thinking about these differences between the elements and compounds, how they combine together and how they why they are combined together. All these concepts also they were going on studying. And Antonio Lavoisier led the foundation of chemical sciences by establishing two important laws of combination. So that was the first concept put forward by Lavoisier, that is about the combination. He put forward two important laws of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. So these were the two laws put forward by the Lavoisier to explain how the elements are combined, why they combine together. Okay, so that we will study in the next class. So today we have studied about the atom concept. That word atom means indivisible, something which cannot be divided further. Who said that? Kanad was the one of the first person to propose that matter is made up of particles called Paramanu. Later, John Dalton proved that that particle is atom. So all matter is made up of small particles called atoms and molecules. From this philosopher's concept, we can conclude that the smallest particle from which a matter is made out of, or in the matter, the smallest particle present, we call them as atoms or molecules. So different atoms and molecules have different properties that we will discuss later. So keep it in your mind. Each atom is different from the other. So different atoms and molecules have different properties. Thus the properties of matter depend on the properties of atoms and molecules which it is made. So each matter is differ from the other due to the property of atom present in it. So due to the atoms, it differ from the other. So atoms combine to form molecule. In small classes you have studied. So one or two atoms are combined to form molecule. A group of combination of atoms, we call them as molecules. So they are electrically neutral group of two or more atoms chemically bond together. We will study later. So we can define a molecule is the smallest particle of the substance that has the properties of that substance. So these were established many experiments that to confirm the idea of atom being the smallest particle of matter. Okay, so these were experimentally proved later. The concept of Kanad and Pagudakatya about the Paramanu. Later scientists were discovered that the smallest particles is atom and the combination of atom is molecule, and thus Antonio Lavoisier put forward the law of combination. Chemical combination is one of the concepts came forward by the comprises of three laws. There are three laws were there, that is law of conservation of mass, law of constant proportion and law of multiple proportion. So we have to study only two laws of combination, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion. Hope you understood this class. This is only a history about the discovery of atoms and molecules. So earlier these were the philosophical thinking. Later it is proved that the particles that is present in a matter, the smallest particle is atoms and molecules. So no need to study all by heart all these things. Just for your information only, I have taught you this. We have to study the law of the law of chemical combination and the Dalton's theory, etc. about atoms. Okay, so that's for today. Thank you.